Hey everybody, we're live on the One Live show. How are we this cold, freezing day everywhere around the world? It's got the little symbol of snow. What is going on? We had fog, we had snow. And before I start the show this evening, I want to send a big hug to all of our people who are in LA and Los Angeles and California. Do you know what? We're all thinking of you this evening. We're all sitting here moaning how cold it is. But you lot are having to put up with some awful fires and some awful devastation. And, you know, there's a big heart from all of us at One Life. Look after yourselves, keep yourselves safe, check in with your family, check in with the group, and, you know, whatever we can do to support and help you, we're here for you at One Life. You know, so whatever we do about moaning about the -9 over where Todd is and, you know, the -6 where we are in the UK, you know, the weather's affected us all. It affected one of our artists on Tuesday, which is why we wasn't able to go live. And we hope that Ridgebank's car has survived. And Ridge, I know you have survived yourself, but you are healthy and well, young man. That must have been pretty scary. That ice out there and snow out there is pretty nasty for everybody. So drive safe, look after each other, look after one another, okay? So that's a serious note at the beginning of the show. And I want to introduce two amazing guys who have come onto my show this evening, one to do an artist profile and the other to tell you all about our charity of the month, okay? Because the Major Resolve down the bottom there, Mr. Dustin down there, he has won the wheel and he is putting the charity up for the month. For the rest of you artists, all 15 artists of you are going to be working your socks off for our charity of the month. And Dustin's going to tell you all about it. And then Todd over there, sitting on his sofa, keeping himself nice and warm with his blanket over in America at -9. He is going to be giving us our artist show this evening, playing you some amazing music, because I've already heard it, but also telling you and telling us at One Life all about his fantastic journey into music and also his fantastic journey from joining the ISSA and now becoming one of those spotlight people to bring all those great artists into the world of music. So, you know, we've got great things to tell everybody today. Before I start with these two, I want to start with you lot out there. I can't believe how busy you are keeping me. I have not got time to scratch my nose while I'm at work. I have to run off to the local toilet or the local downstairs. Don't tell my work colleagues. You are keeping me busy. We are up to over 3,000 people who are supporting the One Live show in all of our social media platforms. I counted it today, and that's on a 6-month radius. Thank you so much. You are amazing out there. All you artists, all you background supporters, everybody who is supporting One Life, thank you so much. I'm going to give you something back. These two don't know about it yet. I'm going to give you lots back. One Life 2025 is committed to you as indie artists, and we're committed to you as local and national charities. Every month we'll have a highlight charity. Every month we will be bringing you 15 charities from around the world where not you just as artists, but you as family and friends can access that support just like that, because our artists have lived it, breathed it, and supporting it. And that's an amazing achievement. So that's the biggest thing that we can give you. We can give you the capacity to be able to have support when you need it, whether you have got a life-threatening disease from Make-A-Wish Foundation, or you're a veteran of the Army and you need support through the Army associations, which are being talked about, or the great Tim Tebow Association that we're going to be talking about this month, okay? We have got so many topics that we cover on One Life, and that support is out there to you. But if you're an indie artist, you're going to get a lot more this year from us and One Life. I have chosen 12 of the very best music artist industry people from the ISSA team to support you as an indie artist to develop your musical career. We are opening up the One Life Music School. We are opening up a platform and an opportunity for new artists learning the craft of indie music to learn everything what there is to know about the music industry. And that comes from the UK #1 country artist currently in the charts, okay? And also some of the ISSA's best talent. You've got Tim Steinwook, you know, we've got Dimitri, we've got Maeve DeVoe. We've got so many amazing artists have all committed their time to you as indie artists to help you grow and develop your career in whichever way you want to go. That school is going to open in the next couple of months, and I'm so excited to bring it to you. And that is going to be a game changer for all those indie artists, because actually we're not finished with you there, because we're sending you over to Todd in the ISSA group when you go and do your craft, because you're going to go to ISSA and you're going to collaborate with the best artists continual, and you are going to go to their award shows in Atlanta, and they're going to have so many more people that they can choose from. It's going to be massive. A great collaboration between the two shows. So that's brilliant. That's happening. In relation to commitment to indie artists, we've got a double up show. So you will have your live interviews as indie artists, and then after that, your recording will be rushed over the internet to France through the airwaves, and you will go on radio as well on a replay show. So your interview will be done on a replay show in France on My Indie Radio, all free of charge. It's all going to be done through One Life and that collaboration of supporting each other and supporting our local and national charities. ISO Aura has just had an interview played, and it was absolutely amazing. Thank you, Indie Radio, for one, putting that artist out there and then sharing her music, but two, also, ISO Aura's charities were then given an hour of exposure, and that's absolutely amazing. So thank you, from the bottom of my heart, Indie Radio, for doing that and giving these, artists an opportunity. I do know that Major Resolve is up next. So that's a bit of a live one for you, Dustin. You didn't know, but I did. Okay, so your show will be going out on radio as well. And I think Joanne St. Pierre, her show will also be going out live very soon. So a great opportunity. Thank you so much, My Indie Radio, for giving these indie artists the exposure they deserve. They work their socks off every day, morning, noon, and night, to find a way to entertain you, but also to connect to local and national charities. I think since COVID, there is a huge increase in singles going out across the airways around the world, giving commitment to local and national charities. I think it's the biggest it's ever been. And people's commitment to helping one another is really gone out. I see it day in, day out, a single come out or something come out, an album come out where a local or national charity is supported. And, I think indie artists, out of all of us, and that's not a biased opinion, I think that is a general opinion, if you look around the music world at the moment, are the biggest contributor into charitable causes and support. So no, we're not here to make £1 million. We're here to say that we love our music, we love our fans, we love our support, but we also love the local and national charities that we're supporting, and that is fantastic. So well done, indie artists. Keep doing it this year. Keep doing it in 2025. There's some great stuff. But I want you to do it for One Life as well, because I've also got someone signed up to put you on a record, on a album. So this year, if you are lucky enough and you send your music in to me, we will be doing volume 1 of the One Life journey in 2025 in the next few months. 20 artists will have their music put on a One Life CD, and that CD is going to be produced and sent out to everybody. And that's just been promised to me this morning. I've got so much to tell you all, so that what a fantastic opportunity, again, for those charities, but again, for you indie artists. I've got it down to about £20. £20 nothing for us at the moment to give to charity, but £20 to put your song, which is going to go out to the world of music. What a great opportunity. That is going to be amazing. So I've got a special thank you to Paul Austin, who has decided to take that project on behalf of One Life. Cheers, Paul. We are looking forward to finding out what that sounds like. It's going to be amazing. One more thing before we go on to our charity. I just got a little present for you to say thank you. So from me to you as indie artists and to my lovely world of One Life, I've decided we are going to have a spotlight prize, okay? And all of our artists go onto YouTube and they get their views from their families and friends and things like that. And then they pass it on to their fans and things like that. And they generally try and get people to come and watch their videos. And I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen how you've been contributing and getting people to watch your videos. Those videos do show me where you are in terms of how popular you are and how much people love your music and how much they love you as artists. And we have had a list given to me today because they do a yearly list of your most popular videos. Okay. So YouTube, drum roll, because there is a prize. Okay. I'm going to do I'm going to do probably 2 or 3 prizes per year. I'll do one now. Okay. For Artist of the Year 2024, we call it. I'll do one in the summer and then I'll do one at the end of the year. So our Artist of the Year 2024, our top 5 artists, according to YouTube. Okay. So at number 5, Seems Like Tuesday. Know them? Amazing band. I love everything that they do. Number 4 was Isa Ora. So well done, Isa. You were out of the 50 artists, and it's 50 artists that I interviewed last month. I can't believe I've done 50 artists in a space of 6 months. What was I doing? I think I was attached to this computer. At number 3 was Tammy Dove. At number 2 was our UK artist, and I don't want him to be second, actually, because he supports ASA Bournemouth, and they beat Man United, so he's not coming back on the show. So if you're listening, Julian Berry, you're banned, okay, because your football team beat mine, okay? You're not coming back. You know you are. He got to number 2, and for our number 1 this year, for our top artist of 2024, the amazing Paul Austin. And he basically wiped the floor with everybody. His views just went like this. I don't know where they come from, Paul. I don't know whether you've got like a little mouse button that you can click into YouTube and it's all come to your views. But as soon as you put your show on, it just went like that. It rocketed. So I think you've either got some good friends and family out there watching your shows, or there's something going on. But well done, Paul. So I did promise, I did speak to Paul today. Paul, what I'm going to do is I'm going to donate out of my own show. Okay, I'm going to donate a prize, and I'm going to give you a live sound card to say thank you very much for your support to One Life, but also well done for getting everybody to listen to the show. And each time that we do this, we are going to pick something out of the Indie Artist Bin. So the Indie Artist Bin is used to collate your merchandise for local and national charities, okay? So the Make-A-Wish Foundation in December, we've already been starting to collaborate and gain your merchandise. Thank you all for sending stuff in. We are starting to get a big collection of merchandise, from CDs to T-shirts to hats, everything coming in. So when we do our auction for One Life, we're going to have lots to give away. But, Paul, I know you've had your eye on this, mister. Okay, Helena Mace, our amazing UK number 1 signed CD, buddy, is in the post on the way to you, mate. Okay, so I'll send that out in the post to you with your sound card to say congratulations. Now, as independent music indie artist, you've got a lot of work to do. Get those views in. Tell your friends, tell your family, because you could be winning one of these prizes in September as well. It could be your one that I pick. Okay, and actually, that's just a little prize. We could be getting bigger prizes. You never know what comes up, but I'll choose something special for you. Okay. That's it from the One Life show. I'm sorry it took so long. I did say to these two it's going to take a bit longer because we lost our microphone last show that we done. And hopefully now you've all got the message what's going on in One Life. And I bring it with a lot of love and a lot of excitement, because I think this is going to be an amazing journey for 2025. But I think what's going to give me a lot more love is for Dustin from the Major Resolve to tell me why he has picked the charity that he's picked. So, Dustin, before I speak to Todd, tell us a bit about Tim Tebow.
So, if anybody who may be unfamiliar with Tim Tebow, he was college quarterback, great quarterback coming to the NFL, and now he does other things outside of the NFL, but he also has this foundation called the Tim Tebow Foundation, and there's quite a few different caveats to his foundation, but to sum it up, what he's trying to accomplish is trying to bring awareness and end human trafficking, child sex exploitation, child pornography on the internet, and catching those criminals. So it's a foundation that isn't a national foundation. This is a global foundation because human trafficking affects everybody. And whether it's personally hit you or not, it's only a matter of time. I hope not. But, you know, that's something that we all need to save our children. We all need to save people from human trafficking, from kidnappings, from exploitation. And so that's why I chose Tim Tebow, because it's something, having kids myself, who knows what I would do if something like that happened to my children or anybody, an adult, anybody. So I hold that near and dear to my heart because it's something I think everybody can get behind, regardless of whatever your views on anything in this world. We all understand that, you know, we need to protect our children and we need to protect people's, you know, rights and everything else as far as, you know, human trafficking or exploitation. So that's why I chose the Tim Tebow Foundation.
Fantastic, and thank you for choosing that. I'm going to put a short video on for us all to watch and introduce Tim to the world very shortly. But Dustin, one of the things I said to you is that let's think about a really imaginative way we can get our artists involved, but not just our artists, our audience involved, okay? Because what we want to do by the end of the month, we want to know that we have done our very best to support this foundation. Because do you know what? I've got children, you've got children, Todd, I know you've got family and children, and at the end of the day, keeping them safe is the number one thing in all of our minds. But actually, for the ability to do that, like the Tim Tebow Foundation, they need our help. They need our support. They need our money. They need our love. And, you know, everybody thinks a local and national charity is about emptying your pocket. It is not. It is about knowing about how that charity keeps people safe, and that charity is able to spread the word, stop the hate, stop the ability to allow these things to happen, and also put a recognition that it is going on daily. And, you know, these things are real and these things are happening, but there is support out there to stop it from happening. And it is about how we as individuals can learn from the Tim Tebow Foundation about how we can keep our children safe. And, you know, I think that's the biggest part of it. I think every time I hear someone talk about charity, it's, I haven't got any money to give to that charity this month. I'm sorry. You know, you see it, and I don't know about over where you are in America. Collection people will stand in the streets with a collection pot, or they will ask people to spend a bit of time with them. I think if you ask every single one of them, they would rather just have the capacity to tell you about the charity rather than you putting £10 in their pocket. I think most of them, if you ask them outright, they would say, I just want to show you the message to do with that charity and how you can be keeping your animal, your family member, your whatever safe, you know, at the end of the day. So it's such an important message, and we will put the video on. Before I put the video on, Todd, are you aware of this association?
Oh, yeah, very much so. I was happy that he is representing that association.
Fantastic, brilliant, excellent. So let's have a quick, it's a 5-minute video for the audience to watch and for us to watch. And then what I'm going to do, Dustin, after that, I am going to give you 5 minutes, only 5 minutes, to think about the artist challenge for the month. What are you going to get these artists to do, which is going to get those cash out of those pockets, but also make them talk about the Tim Tebow Foundation, okay? So I'm going to add this to stage. I'll be very shortly with you. I'm just going to play it. Here we go.
His voice to bring a stop to disturbing images of children from being shared online.
It's amazing work here. The Tim Tebow Foundation recently launched the Renewed Hope Act of 2024. It's picking up steam in Congress. The effort aims to save thousands of young victims and stop exploitation in its tracks. And joining us now is the man himself, Tim Tebow. Good to see you, man.
Good to see y'all.
Thank
you so much for having me. Thank you for giving me the chance to talk about something that's so important because there are so many lives that are on the line.
So how did it come about? When did this become your mission, and why?
Well, we've been fighting against human trafficking for over a decade, but this fight against exploitation for us really escalated just under 4 years ago when one of my team members that we brought on the team, Camille Cooper, has been in this space fighting for over 25 years. And I said, Camille, what breaks your heart the most? And she wrote down the number 20,000. I said, what does that represent? She said that represents the boys and girls that law enforcement officers can see in abuse and rape videos, but they have yet to identify them.
20,000.
And so we convened a meeting of so many of the most important players in this space in Lyon, France, and we talked about it, and we found out it's not 20,000. It's over 50,000 boys and girls.
50,000 kids. That's heartbreaking.
Well, that's in one database, and it's actually more than that, because we know that's the boys and girls that they can see, but we also know that there are so many more that they have yet to see. One, from Operation Renewed Hope, that was an operation around a year ago, where 316 boys and girls were identified. One of the sweet girls that was rescued, when they went in and found the offender and they looked at his material, through that they found 8 other kids that were being abused. So we know that through getting to one, we can get to so many more, and that's how important it is.
Why is it taking so long to identify and find these children?
Because the people with the goal to do evil, number one, unfortunately, work together many times better than those with the goal to do good. The way that they coach, the way that they support one another, the way they talk, the way they understand rules, the way we had the chance to read to a few members of the media a few days ago, a chat where they were literally talking, encouraging one another. I can teach you how to abuse your daughter and get away with it. And I can show you how to use this. And this is, so they're working together to be able to get away with it. And that's why law enforcement and Congress and all of us, an army of people that want to do good to protect the next generation, also have to work together to do good. Because unfortunately, what happens sometimes is why we don't is people care too much about the credit instead of the mission. But what if credit didn't matter? What if it was only about the mission? It was only about the next generation of boys and girls. What if that was it? What if it wasn't about who gets the praise for it, but actually what happens in the mission, and can it get done for all of these boys and girls? That's why we need to work together. We have to do it better than those with the goal to do evil.
You make a good point, and you talked about it earlier, but why is it important to have support from both sides of the aisle?
Well, so we can get bills like this passed, so we can get the manpower, the army, and the equipping of that army. Because right now at C3, the Cyber Crime Center, which I love, and we've been able to work with these men and women, but there are 7 victim identification specialists, 7. And their goal is to go through the worst material almost possible and look at it to be able to identify these boys and girls. You're putting this on 7 individuals? No, we need an army of people that are trained and equipped to be able to go do it. And that's a big part of what this bill does, is it gives HSI the ability to hire more victim identification specialists, analysts, and investigators to be able to go after and protect and rescue these boys and girls.
What can parents do?
Well, I think first and foremost, parents should understand that they need to have relationships with their boys and girls. They need to talk to them at the dinner table. Then they need to understand every time they get on the internet, it is as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than back in the day when a boy or girl would walk into a mall. And you would never say, hey, go walk into a mall by yourself and go talk to strangers. You would never say that. But every time we go on the internet, we need to understand that there are perpetrators and offenders that are looking for our boys and girls. And they work together on how to lure and groom them to bring them over. They find a weakness. They find a vulnerability. They find someone that's upset, and they lure them into it. So understand what they're looking at online, and there's a bunch of different things that can help. Game Safe helps them keep your kids safe. There's a bunch of different apps that can help keep your kids safe. That's a piece of it. But you need to understand, and they need to understand, hey, not everybody out there actually intends to do good for you. And I hate to say that because we don't want kids to feel negative, but we do want them to be protected.
What a way to use your platform, protecting our kids. Thank you.
Well, we're trying. So thank you so much.
Tim Tebow, thank you so much for
Grateful
being
for
here.
y'all. Thank you.
Fantastic. What a great video. And it does bring home a big message to me. It doesn't just bring home a message about the association itself, but it brings home the message to me as a parent. You know, I need to look after my little ones. I need to look after what they're able to see on the web, what they're able to see through their mobile phones. You know, we are talking about one of the most horriblest things that can happen to a child. You know, we're thinking about ISIS and ISIS, sorry, not ISIS, ISIS, You know, we're thinking about what's going on with ISIS. We're thinking about what's going on with the Tim Tebow, you know, with child sexual exploitation. Let's stamp it out. Let's get rid of it. We can do that. The army isn't about those people who are employed. The army is us as adults. We can stamp it out. If you've got something or a child that you suspect is going through such a serious thing, then just alert the authorities. Tell someone. Don't let it go on underneath your feet. Just tell someone. That's the biggest army, is us parents, us adults, us musicians, us everybody in the world. Stamp it out, get rid of it, and not having to have, you know, Tim was saying himself, one of his greatest goals would never have to speak about this again. That would be his biggest goal. Never have to actually bring it up. Never have to talk about this ever again. And I know in my own background as a parent and in working in social care and things like that, we're not talking this is a new thing. This has been going on before digital technology. This has been going on for multiple years of our lives. We deserve those kids to have better. We deserve them to live a life where they feel safe, secure, and not have to worry about, you know, these things that are being brought up. Dustin, great, fantastic. We have got this charity for the month. How are we going to get people's money out of their pockets? Come on, mister, have you got any ideas?
Well, before I get to that, I also want to kind of piggyback on what you said earlier. It's not just about what can you donate money wise. It's about bringing awareness. You know, it's about communicating with your loved ones, communicating with your neighbors, your community. It's about bringing awareness to the world about what's going on. Because you're right, things like this have been happening since probably the dawn of time. Now it's just easier due to the internet for these people to come into your home without you knowing, and you know, trying to exploit your children. And so the more you know, like they say, knowledge is power. So, you know, my goal is to, money aside, man, just have the knowledge, share that, because, you know, the kids they're the next generation. They're the next rules of the world. You know, we need to protect them, and so they can protect the world as they get older. So with that being said, yes, how do we get people to donate money if they can? Just do it. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a good. Just do it. It's great. Yeah.
You know, I was trying to think of this challenge. You know, parts of me wishes I was a lot bigger, so I could say, hey, whoever donates the most, I'll send them a package with random merch and what have you. 'Cause that's about all I'm good for, really.
Do you know what, Dustin? That's not, at the end of the day, anything. You know, look what I've done tonight. You know, Artist of the Year 2024. One of our CDs from one of our amazing artists, and a little thank you gift from me. Do you know, it doesn't take much, and this is why, you know, we can have something silly. You can go back to the Tim Tebow Foundation and say, we've got 15 artists from all over the world, because remember, we are world renowned. The ISSA group have got like 25,000 people following them. You know, we have got 3,000. That's nearly 30,000 indie artists who we can help this great charity. And do you know what? You can just go back to them and say, look, do you know what? We've got in contact and we're doing a live show for the month. Actually, have you got any stickers or anything? We can send all our artists, because for the month of January, we will stick out all the cars. We will keep putting the stickers on everyone's cars. We will show we're a big army. He spoke about an army. We've got an army. We've got 30,000 indie artists with a sticker who could go along the street and just sticker everybody's car or whatever. We've got a great opportunity. Give it some more thought, okay? We've got the rest of the month, okay?
So I will say this. I did send an email off to the Tim Tebow Foundation. Hopefully I hear something back within a timely manner to where I can present that. I will say this, though. Whoever donates the most, I will send them a box with some stuff in it. I promise there'll be good stuff.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dustin. Thank you so much.
That's just for my thank you to everybody. You know, anybody who donates or even talks about it, you've done the world some good, and that's what we need. And so, yes, hopefully they'll get back to me, and I'll have some stuff to box up and throw your way. And then, like I said, whoever donates the most, I'll send a care package out to them with random cool stuff.
Brilliant, excellent. And we all know that the Major Resolve are bringing out some great music this year, and also over the last couple of years. We know what your music is rocking. Okay, so everyone's gonna be excited just to have a copy of your music for the, So at the end of the day, that is, thank you so much, Dustin. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna have to come on to Todd's interview now, or we're never gonna get any time to talk about Todd. Okay, so Todd Apfel, are you ready for your artist show?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the amazing Todd Apfel. I'm just going to read to you a few snippets about Todd's life, and then he's going to tell us more. Okay, but these are a little bit of highlights from Todd's life from what he sent on his bio. And then when he says he's a multi-talented artist, he is a multi-talented artist in terms of his voice, in terms of his instruments, the sound that he brings. He has been basically playing his music for a long time. I'm not going to give an age thing away, Todd, but you've been going a long time, and there's been some great music come out of your studio. 100, was it 100 in your bio? 100 singles, Jesus. Yeah. I think you live in your studio. I don't think anybody ever sees you. You just stay there. But that's all produced from your studio in Iowa. And also with your bands that you've played with, your friends you've played with, your indie artists that you played with, you've gone everywhere, you've done everything, and you're still doing it. You're still bringing out great music. We're going to bring the show tonight, and also award-winning artists as well. You've got that background of knowing what it takes to go from the bottom right to the top and collect those awards for, the fantastic music that you bring out. So you've been all over Iowa, you've been over the USA, you've had an amazing career, and if anyone wants to follow you and find out more about your career, especially on the music side, please go to Todd's Facebook pages and YouTube pages and learn about this young man, because it's absolutely amazing what he's been able to achieve as an indie artist. Give you a little bit of a snippet. 2019, you went to RAGBRAI Festival, and you played in front of 25,000 fans. Wow, that must have been amazing.
It was. I'm not used to that kind of a crowd at all.
I think 25 people is mine. No, it's not really 25 people. I probably had 2,000, but 25,000. That it's like ants. You must have looked in front of you. You must have just seen ants.
It was one of those feelings that, like, you walk on stage and like, really, is this happening? And then once you hit that first chord on the guitar, then it's like, okay, I'm in a different world now. And but up to that point, it was nerve-wracking to say the least. I don't know how major artists on a night-by-night basis. I really don't.
But what a feeling to go on stage and for everybody to listen to your music, to sing your music. Those 25,000 people, how Freddie Mercury did it. Were they doing it with you? Were they singing your song?
No. I wish, but no.
They all had their headphones on, didn't they, Todd? They weren't listening. It's a typical indie thing, isn't it? I don't know about you two. When I go out gigging, I'm half the time saying, "Oi, put the phone down. I'm on stage."
Yeah.
Especially this generation, but 25,000 people, a lot of people would have been singing your song. It's a weird sensation to go and perform in such a large, Dustin, what's been your biggest crowd?
Not that big, I can tell you that.
It's not just bragging.
I almost don't want to say at this point. No, back in the day, we'd sell out little clubs, but my second go around, haven't played out with this new band. So I'm hoping once we do, maybe we'll catch Todd.
I hope you do. But let me tell you, that was 25,000. It's a one in a lifetime thing, and I will never forget it. I mean, it was just, you can't explain it till you've been up there. I mean, I guess that's the best way of putting it.
Is the best way to put it. So, Todd, in relation to other things which have been highlights of your career, you've been a big part of the Singer-Songwriters Association, you know, for a good 5-6 years, you know, probably a bit longer, you know, where we met, you know, and you've seen your association to that group grow and the numbers in that group grow, you know, over a certain amount of years. And it's got to the point where you've wanted to commit more time to supporting Tammany Dove and supporting the indie artists. And it's not just about supporting Tammany Dove, it's supporting 25,000 indie artists. What a big role that is. And to take on the role of what you're doing at the moment. So you are a executive director. I was trying to get an understanding of global development. Tell us a little bit about that.
Development, yes. As you've been since the beginning, 2018, right? I've followed, been a part of it, done what I could to help out. And can I digress a little bit to last year? A little bit. We before the show last year, I approached Tammany and I said, we've got a lot of people that travel to Atlanta. I mean, far distances, whether they're from, Europe, Asia, or far parts of the United States. And for them to show up for a Friday evening pre-party, a Saturday show, the award show, and then a Saturday evening post-party, that's a lot of travel money people are putting into one, basically a day and a half. And we wanted to make it more enticing for people to show up. So myself, Angela Marie Eidenmiller, and my wife, we came up with the idea of having a hospitality suite on Friday, because if anybody, Adrian, you've never been to Atlanta, have you?
That was my first time.
Dustin, have you been to Atlanta?
Only when I went to boot camp, I flew into Atlanta.
Okay. If you want to compare Atlanta traffic to anything, it's worse than New York and it's worse than Dallas. And so if you're flying into Atlanta on a Friday and you want to be there for the Friday evening, pre-party, you had better get there on Thursday, because Atlanta traffic is just that bad. It's the worst in the world. And so we decided I asked Tammany last year if we could put up a hospitality suite on Friday, give people a chance to show up and mingle. And we put out, at the time we thought it was a big number. We put out the thing that we were going to do this, and we had 75 hospitality bags that we were giving away to the first 75 people, hoping that, maybe we'll get 60 people to show up. By noon on Friday, we had gotten all of our hospitality bags were given out. And these were, we had asked for donations from a lot of people, CDs, T-shirts, koozies, can openers, bottle openers, stickers, anything we could get, but the idea was just for people to meet, because at the pre-party, the show, and the after party, you really don't have a lot of time to sit down and mingle with fellow artists and collaborate with them.
We're just losing you a bit there, Todd.
Okay,
I don't know whether it's about the weather this evening. We are losing Todd a little bit. But while we get Todd coming back to us, Dustin, he's back with us now. Carry on, Todd.
Yeah, sorry. Never mind. Somebody was trying to call me, and it was cut into my internet.
What is it with live shows? Tell them you're on a live show. Go away.
I don't. If it's bad,
they don't do that. It's on Facebook. On
it. But what we really love
actually, no, hang on. Todd, I'm stopping you. I'm not having this on my show. Todd, can you text that person back and say you have interrupted my live show?
Well, I will.
You owe the foundation, okay? The Todd Apfel Foundation. Can you text them now that AJ says from One Life, you owe how much, Dustin? How much we have out of them?
I'm doing it. Yep,
Yeah,
it's
Todd's
happening
doing it right now. How about
Yep.
Dustin? How about we charge them for interrupting a live show?
Oh, I don't know. It's a pretty important live show, like they all are. $5.
I just sent it to
$5. Okay, Todd, can you put in your text for interrupting Todd, who is a very important man in the ISSA? Do you know that he's the chief executive, of global developments? You've interrupted his speech. You have interrupted a live show, which is very important, and you now owe us $5.
Yep, I told him he owed us $10.
Well, that's
And
even
he's a
better.
member
If you
of
get
the
$10, that's
ISSA.
even better.
And we have to
I
start
love
over.
this program. We have to start over. Todd, we lost you there. Can you carry on?
At what point did you lose me?
I was completely lost. No, we got lost to the point you was talking about the Friday show and people coming into Atlanta, the busy traffic in Atlanta, the hospitality. You got quite a way through. You probably only lost about 30 seconds there.
Great. I'll make it simple here, is that we weren't expecting a whole lot. We just wanted to give people an opportunity to come in a little bit ahead of time, avoid the Atlanta traffic, and have a chance to mingle. What it turned out to be was we had probably over 100 people at the hospitality suite. It transferred outside into the court of the hotel, where they had jam sessions. People were mingling amongst each other, collaborating with each other. Guitars were being passed around each other. It was I guess the best way I can put it is, at the end, I was expecting one or two negative comments from people when it was done. Like, this is our first year. We wanted to try it. What'd you think? And the negative comment I got, the only one, was that I wish I had arrived sooner so I could have been there for it. I mean, everybody loved it. It gave them an excuse to show up ahead of time. It gave them an excuse to work with other people. This is what the ISSA is all about. It's working with other musicians. It's not about what they could do for you. It's what we could do for each other. And that's, as musicians, as indie musicians, and it, our best work is with each other, not with, looking for people to help us out.
Definitely. And showcase our music. I've already seen the great nominations that are going through. What some amazing artists who are going out for those nominations. Whoever wins those awards, I don't think that's the reason we're going there. We're coming for a big party. I've seen who's been put up for nominations. I'm so excited to see the talent on stage, let alone the awards night. Already people are booking their pre-party and after party, and this is it's going to be one of the biggest bands shows going, let alone an award show. The actual show itself is just going to be worth getting on a plane to Atlanta to just come and see some great music. Todd, give us some of the highlight acts who have already said that they're going to come and play during the weekend.
I can't. Everybody I know, and I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me, and I apologize. There are so many pre-winners from years before, people who have. I guess I got to digress a little bit. When I first started, when we had 6,000 members. We were. I mean, I want to say we were all good musicians, and we were. What has happened in the last 7 years, and now we've quadrupled the amount of members. Not only has the membership grown, but the quality of the music has grown. And when I listen to the music that's out there right now that people are, putting into ISSA, I'm listening to it going, my gosh, some of us older people got to step up our game a little bit, because these guys are really bringing it on, and it's a good thing. And the thing is I've had a few people approach me and go, what do I need to win? And my answer is, why are you in this to win? You should be in our association to work with other members, whether you collaborate with them, whether you can learn from them, or maybe you can give to them what you know. But this isn't about awards. This is about working together to become stronger as a union. And
Definitely, and we've got we've got good examples of that on One Life. You know, our Christmas song this year is coming together from two, and then you're not never going to get it out of me, audience. However much you ask, I'm not telling you who it is, but just letting you know two of the biggest artists of the ISSA group. Ones who are getting Grammys, ones who are getting Elite Awards, ones who are walking down the red carpet, number ones every time they put a song out. At the end of the day, your work together produces a better outcome. Your collaboration together is going to produce the very best. And like I say, I'm like you, Todd. 7 years ago, when the ISSA started with such a small group, we were good artists. We were amazing artists.
Yeah.
But where we are now, we are getting the likes of Grammy Award winners who are dropping their hats and saying, do you know what? I want to help the next generation of musicians. I want to support you. I want to help you. I want to show you what you can do to be an indie artist. I want you to grow and develop and enjoy music. And that's what it's all about. What you said about the campfire, I've heard so many stories when the ISSA awards have finished. People come onto my show and they didn't remember the piece of award that they'd got. What they did remember was sitting around the campfire together and singing and basically telling me all the stories. Some of them weren't appropriate for the internet, but you know, they were great stories about what they'd done at Atlanta that weekend. And that's what that brings, collaboration and a family. And I think, you know, if anyone wants to ask me what ISSA and One Life are all about, it's family. I think if you all are family members, and that's what makes such amazing music. And that's why we're winning Grammys. That's why we're winning Elites. That's why, you know, everybody is interested in what we're putting out, because we're one big family.
No, you said it best. I mean, I wish I could have written that. You did a great job of that. The things that, if I wanted to say anything for people wanting to come this year or thinking about coming this year, whether it's, you know, are they, you know, trying to come or raise money for it or deciding whether they want to come, my thing is that talk to people that were there last year, talk to people that showed up at the hospitality suite, and not everybody wins an award, but there were so many people that didn't win awards that walked away, you know, talking to me going, thank you. And not thank you to me, but thank you to the ISSA for providing this and this camaraderie amongst people and being able to learn from stuff. This year, one of the things we're hoping to add is a showcase. We're trying to add another day, no promises yet. If we can get the sponsorship money for it, a showcase where we can bring in people like from BMI or from other parts of the industry where they can explain their parts, you know, and actually have a 20-minute speech and then a time for a question and answer period afterwards. You know, that we want to do a whole day of that. We want to do part of that day is, you know, have somebody come in and talk about insurance for musicians. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's a big thing. Talk about owning. I mean, when I started out, many, did I say enough? Many decades
It wasn't
ago?
that many. Come on, Todd. You know, you still got some time in you.
You had to get a manager.
I'll let you two a little secret about Todd. Dustin, let me tell you this very quickly because I think it'll make him smile. When Todd got before the show this evening, he texted me last night to say, a certain age of gentleman at the moment, you know, the heating's gone right down. I'm feeling really cold. I'm going to be a miserable bugger on your show because, you know, it's so cold and things like that. And I'm thinking, do you know what, Todd? I've heard your music. I've seen the work you're doing with the International Singer-Songwriter Association. There is life in the old dog yet. There really is. Okay, Todd.
Well, you're not huddled up in a blanket, so you're doing good, Todd.
It's 55 in my studio. I'm warm. But
he's had it turned on since 6 o'clock yesterday. His wife's going to give him the bill when she gets home.
But where I was going at, you know, I'm old and I get distracted easily. You know, oh, squirrel. But anyways, is that, you know, when I started out, you had to have a manager. You had to have a PR person. If you didn't, you were going nowhere. Nowadays, really, it's almost to your positive to do it yourself. But now no longer can you be a musician. You also have to be the CEO of your company. And you have to learn how to not just be a musician, you got to learn how to run your company. And these are the people I'd like to bring in and talk to these artists. And I'd like to give people a reason, like, even if you're not up for an award, show up, come to this, because you can learn from all these people showing up, if not just the people that are going to put on these, discussions for us, but just the musicians itself, all our group. Come and learn, because we're our best supporters. I mean,
We are best supporters. I've got two great sponsors for this show, and I've also got associations with the International Singer-Songwriter Association. So Penn Moon, Christine Poultice is a very big advocate for that, about supporting one another, supporting each other, giving you the materials free of charge. She'll give you, if you inbox her, she will give you materials which will help you grow as a musician free of charge. She doesn't ask for anything. She will just give you that information, because what helps her is that she can pass on that knowledge, pass on that support, pass on the minefield, which is the music industry. We've got my indie radio as my other support. In terms of the promotion side of it, it's not just about promoting. It's giving you the tools and knowledge to know how to grow as an indie artist. And Zach is the reason why we're opening the school up. It's not about awards. It's not about money. And one of the things that I'm going to speak to you about, Todd, which is really important for us indie artists, is looking after one another as an indie artist. I'm fed up with hearing about indie artists thinking the only reason they're coming into the music industry is to make £1 million. And if they don't make it, they hit drugs, alcohol, God knows what else, and something happens to them young in life. We've got to stop that. Come on to the awards in Atlanta. Go and meet some friends and go around a fire. I tell you what, that's a lot more enjoyable than £1 million. And if you're expecting £1 million from this day and age, you ain't going to get it for the streaming industry. You're not going to get it. I think I'd rather make a friend over in Atlanta, because that's going to be a better job for me.
Well, if I could say something real quick, as being a music fan, the ISSA gives you a sense of community, right? And I think it's great. And when you have like the award show down in Atlanta, I'm not nominated. I plan on going, because it's just that sense of community and being able to put faces to names and meeting people and just absorbing what they've been through, what they've done right, what they've done wrong, just knowing them as a person. For a music fan, take the musician aside, that's a great opportunity. And thank you so much for everything you do to put that together. And I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there from the outside looking in as a fan. I mean, that's great.
Please do. Please do. And Dustin, Todd could speak to the end of the world. I've told him he's got an hour show. He'll be promoting the ISSA for about 5 hours this evening, and I'll still have to be cutting him off the radio. I did actually take some of the recording time off of mine, because I know Tammany's in the background going, Todd, could you just mention this? Could you just mention that? Tammany, just to let you know, I cut 30 hours out of my show, this evening, because I knew some of the recording time would be taken up by yourself and Todd, okay? But Todd, let's not forget you as a musician. Come on, we're here to talk about your music as well. Right. And before I go tonight, I am going to showcase your voice, showcase your songs, okay? Todd, you keep saying about your age and you're sitting under a blanket, but you've got so much experience. Tell me, before we go, some of the amazing artists that you've been able to get on that stage with.
I'm going to give you one quick story, and it's amazing. Back in my band I was in won a battle
during the war
in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and our prize was to open up for Cheap Trick for 6 shows. Now, the caveat to this is opening up means that we were the opening. We got 4 songs, you're off the stage, type thing. But the lucky part was, and I didn't know it when we were opening up for them, that Robin Zander, the lead singer, was going out with my neighbor's daughter, and they ended up getting married.
Okay.
And they were in the backyard. They had their reception in their backyard, and I got to go over and crash that reception. So yeah, I got to meet for 6 shows, meet Cheap Trick, and then on a different level got to meet them again. They were my idols. I have something I didn't mention to you, Adrian. I don't know if anybody's heard of Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
I have.
Their guitarist, their lead guitarist, which is part of, they have a pseudo band called Sabotage, which transformed into TSO. Yeah, all right.
Love them. Love Sabotage. Seen them live.
Chris,
I've heard them as well. Great.
At age 15, Chris Caffery was in my band. When I decided I had to get a real job for a living, as my mom put it. Chris decided to keep on with guitar work, and now he's making millions, playing in front of millions every year. And I'm here doing this. But we have kept in touch, and I would say, as much as I like the Cheap Trick story, Chris is, because he's been a good friend and we've been able to keep in touch, that's more a better personal thing. To see somebody actually go from a 15-year-old that we had to sneak into bars to somebody who's now, playing in front of 16 to 20,000 people every night during the Christmas season.
That's fantastic. That's really good. And I think that also highlights, we talk about the collaboration between us all in the arts, to say, between us all as musicians. We've got some great stories, some great people that we've played alongside. But actually, to our local and national charities, that's huge because we've got contacts between us all. We've got abilities. Dustin, I was telling you about the email to give to your association. Actually, I know artists who have played with Simply Red, Hot Chocolate. I've met artists, I think, was it Debbie, who is cousin to Dolly Parton? We've just got an amount of people, celebrities, friends, who our charities can benefit from, and I just think that's amazing. But Todd, everybody's got a close connection. And Todd, do you know what? Actually, you talk about like the support that you give to the International Singer-Songwriters Association, but your music career has been absolutely fantastic. And I want people to remember that about you as well. You may be this gentleman who thinks he's going to put his feet up when it comes to music. No way, mate. We're not going to let you. We want that music to keep coming out because we love it. Before we go this evening and before we look at 2025, I want everybody to hear your great music. So tonight we have concentrated on so many things, and we've had a great show, as said by my indie radio services tonight so many times. It's been a great show, guys, and we've helped so many people just by what we've said tonight. But I want to share that music, share that love, and we've only got time for one of them. So I want you to choose, Todd. Which one's your best one? The River or Tears in the Rain?
No, you pick. I mean, seriously, because
I'll tell you what, Dustin, you're the guest. Dustin, you're the guest.
Right,
okay, choose one for me.
Dustin,
all right, what was the two choices again?
One is a song about life, and the other one is a song about a guy basically who gave up his girlfriend, earlier and is regretting it now.
Oh, we got to go with that one.
All right.
Which one was that one? I wasn't listening.
The other one, the Tears song.
The Tears one. All I heard was the other one. That's not very helpful to the DJ. Okay, it's like being in the DJ box, isn't it? I'd say loads of noise than the other one. So Tears in the Rain. Let's play it to everybody. If you both can hear it, please put your thumbs up. If not, our lovely audience out there are going to be able to hear the song and you'll be able to hear it later. Okay, so Tears in the Rain for everybody. Here we go.
So here I stand with my soul to bare, searching for solace. I know it's unfair. In the shadows of memories, I'm afraid. Now I'm left with a heart that's free. For Forgive me for the mistakes I've made. I'll carry this burden. It's the price that I paid. As my tears in the rain fall softly down, in the echoes of love, I'm forever bound. I held the world in the palm of my hand, but I learned it slips away like grains of sand. Thought I could sail through the storms of doubt. I'm learning what love feels like when it's out. Forgive me for the mistakes I made. I'll carry this burden. It's the price that I paid. As my tears in the rain fall softly down, in the echoes of love, I'm forever bound.
You've still got it, mate. That's why you were singing in front of 25,000 people.
I need to say something. When I finish that song, my wife is part of my band now and part of a collaboration. But this was a song she wasn't, because it was just, you know, you get, as a musician, you get those weird things and you write a song. Anyways, when I finished it and I showed it to her and she listened to it and she looked at me and goes, "Do we have something we need to talk about?" Like, no. This isn't about us. And if she's listening, which I'm sure she is right now, when you get home tonight, I've got a new song that I just finished this morning, and you're going to love it because it's for Valentine's Day.
Oh, fantastic. I forget about that. Yeah, Valentine's Day coming up, everyone. We're going to see those love songs coming out. I've actually got one for my fiance.
Yep.
She's the most important person to me in the whole of my life, and I'll be playing it to her day in, day out when it comes to that time. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing many of those come out for our partners. Because I'll tell you what, one of the biggest things that I always advocate for, Todd, is we look after our families, we look after one another. It's a huge industry, the music industry, and we must make time for ourselves, our loved ones, our partners. We haven't spoken much about this, because I tell you what, Todd, You spend so much time doing your work and doing your music craft. You know, I know that there is time for other things like your lovely dog. I keep seeing your dog pictures everywhere on your Facebook page.
He's my buddy.
You look after him. He looks lovely.
They know what I'm talking about. You know, they
They
are
do.
the most
You know what?
weirdest but intelligent breed that there is out there.
Good. Well, you look after your dogs, you look after your partner, you look after yourself. Keep warm this evening, okay? 2025 is a big year. We've got lots going on. We're all going to be very busy people. We're going to look out for your music. Where are we going to find your music? Not all about the International Singer-Songwriters Association, about Todd Apfel himself. Where's he going to be showcasing his music?
This is a year where, this is going to sound weird, I'm dedicating myself to helping the ISSA, the International Singer-Songwriters. The shows that I will be doing will be few, far between. It's not that I don't love doing it. I do love doing it, but I want to get more people involved in our association. And so I'm enjoying that more than actually playing out, which is weird for me to say, you know, but yeah, I am, I will be playing a couple times this spring in a few places around here, but I'm not really promoting that. I really want to see us grow our association so we can help fellow musicians.
Good. But don't stop with your music. We still want to hear it, okay? Because it is absolutely amazing music. And we still want to be hearing your music and looking forward to whatever you're going to bring out to us in 2025. Can I just say thank you very much, guys? I am going to have to bring tonight's show because we are very busy for the rest of the week. But what I want to say before I go is, Todd, there must be so many people, including your wife, including your lovely little doggy, who you want to say a big thank you to support you doing the job that you love doing.
Especially my wife, Angela Marie Eisenberger, Tammany, you know, her husband James, every musician out there that in the last month since I've been, you know, part of the ISSA executive staff that has messaged me and says, hey, I want to, you know, can we do this? Can we do that? I want to help out with this. Reach out to me, talk to me. We want to hear it. You know, this isn't we want to hear what your thoughts are, and not every thought is going to get, you know, come to fruition, but we want to hear what you're thinking, and because we want to make this bigger and better. That's the best thing for everybody.
Well, I'll tell you, you've made it bigger than better, because an hour and 10 minutes into it, we haven't stopped speaking about the ISSA. Tammany Dove, where's my check? I haven't had it from the last time. No, I'm joking, Tammany. I would do this until I was blue in the face. So, you know, I want to thank, in my ways of saying thank you, I want to say thank you to all of you indie artists who continue to support the One Life team, continue to support the International Singer-Songwriters team. You know, I want to thank you all for everything you do. You know, big love and big shout out to you all. A big thank you to my sponsors who continue to sponsor the show and make this sort of vision of One Life grow. You know, My Indie Radio, you know, Christine Poulter, you know, Paul Austin, all of the artists. You know, there's 12 artists, many of them who are helping grow this project. You know, and there's so many of you out there who will be coming to meet everybody, being part of the music school, part of the My Life journey. You know, so I just want to thank you all. I thank, you know, Facebook, YouTube, X, everyone who have been able to give us this ability to work and collaborate together, be able to meet each other over in Atlanta. It's going to be a dream to be able to get them funds to go over there and meet these great artists and to sing around a campfire. I don't care about the award. What I want is to be able to sit with those neighbors of mine and sing around a campfire and have an amazing time and an amazing weekend. But actually, at the end of it, be able to bring a few CDs that I can come back to a local or national charity and say, have a look at this song, because I know that it's going to bring that support that you need. I want to say thank you for Justin for being our special guest this evening. And I hope we can support you and help you with the Tim Tebow Foundation. And I'm sure we're going to. We'll get some ideas after tonight's show. We'll put tonight's show out to everybody. We get the links to everybody. And we'll get the association, the foundation, put out as far as we can go. in relation to One Life, I'm going to close the show this evening, but I'm not going to go away and not tell you who's on tomorrow. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Okay, so on live at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, we have John Michael, and this sounds a bit posh. John Michael Ferrari. He's got to be posh for that name. I'm sorry. You can't be John Michael Ferrari without being posh in the music industry. So, first question I'm asking him tomorrow, does he own one? Does he have a Ferrari? And is it red? And can he loan it to me over in the UK? Because I need one. Well, not I need one. I just would like to drive a red Ferrari. But with that sort of name, he's going to be popular. So join us tomorrow night, everyone, on Facebook, on X, and YouTube to meet John Michael Ferrari, 7 o'clock. Make sure you're here. Thank you very much for joining in, everyone. We'll see you again very soon. Look after yourself. Keep yourself warm. And also, please check in, okay? If anything's going around your nearest neighbourhood and there's a fire going around, just let us know that you're safe. That's all we're asking, okay? We want to look after you as well. Take good care, everyone. From the One Life team, we'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me sit in.
You're very welcome.